Should Josh Jacobs be on his way to Baltimore and joining the Baltimore Ravens? Welcome in to this edition of Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. Pro Football Network has named the Baltimore Ravens as a top destination for Las Vegas Raiders running back Josh Jacobs as he enters NFL free agency. We will dissect this possibility, go over what they had to say. I'll show you some numbers and react, and we'll go over it all coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, a little fan survey here for you, folks. I want to know, if you're a Ravens fan over the age of 30, like today's video. If not, comment and tell me your age. We just want to get a gauge of our audience here of who's watching the show here. So, fortunately, I am not over 30 years old. I am very proud to say I'm 27 and thriving. Let me know. Just very curious what your age is, and we'll get started with today's show. Let's begin with this from Dallas Robinson of Pro Football Network saying the following. Lamar Jackson's gravity as a ground threat means Baltimore doesn't necessarily have to spend on running back talent, but the Ravens could dip into a deep free agent running back class to find a long-term option like Josh Jacobs, who was franchised in 2023 but appears likely to hit unrestricted free agency this offseason. Jacobs earned first-team All-Pro honors after leading the league in yardage from scrimmage in 2022, but everything fell apart in 2023. Baltimore's offensive line is better than the Las Vegas Raiders' offensive line Jacobs played behind last season, while his pass-catching prowess could work for the Ravens if Lamar stops scrambling as often as he ages. Now, personally, I don't care which one it is, but I want to see this team sign one of those big-time backs, whether it's Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley. I mean, I'd be happy with any of those three. If we found out here in the next month or so they sign one of those guys, that's great news for me. Like, I am going to be content with any of those three guys. If it's somebody else like that, somebody else that's not one of those three, then I'll be disappointed. I can be excited about any of those three. I don't even know if I have a preference. I just want it to be one of those three. The odds, according to Action Network, right now still say that it's a long shot for the Ravens to land Josh Jacobs, about plus 1,400 odds. If you recall, we told you a couple days ago that the Ravens were favored to sign Derrick Henry with the latest odds that were out there. But as you can see, the Raiders still remain the favorites for Josh Jacobs at minus 120. Chargers at plus 550. Texans at plus 600. Cowboys plus 800. And the Minnesota Vikings at plus 900. So let's ask you our pinned comment today. Should the Ravens sign Josh Jacobs? Y for yes, N for no. Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think, if the Ravens should do that or not. Y for yes, N for no. If the Ravens should sign Josh Jacobs, our pinned comment today, your chance to be Eric DeCosta, EDC. What would you do if you were in charge? Weigh in. Let us know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose two or more players on any given category, and you get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points, maybe you're talking rebounds or scoring in basketball, maybe in baseball, it's strikeouts and hits. A lot of different categories to choose from. I got a baseball special for you here with the baseball season coming up here soon. I got Grayson Rodriguez of your Baltimore Orioles. They have more than 180.5 strikeouts. I got Julio Rodriguez of the Seattle Mariners. They have more than 168.5 hits. If both those hit, let's say we put $20 down, that's going to turn into $60 on Prize Picks. Play along with me. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS for a $100 deposit match. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Prize Picks, proud partner of Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. The resume on Josh Jacobs. He has had quite the start to his career. The former first-round pick out of Alabama, the Tulsa, Oklahoma native, has been spectacular. Two-time Pro Bowler as recently as 2022, where he was a first-team All-Pro, also led the league in rushing yards. And this past season was banged up a little bit. Wasn't quite the same player that he was previously, but still finished with over 800 yards and 6 touchdowns. But the year prior, when he led the league in rushing, had over 1,600 yards, 12 touchdowns, nearly 5 yards a carry. Now, as far as his role goes, how he would fit with this Baltimore Ravens team, it would be him and Keaton Mitchell leading the way. Keaton Mitchell, the undrafted free agent rookie out of East Carolina, who was so dynamic for the Baltimore Ravens this past year. You put these two together, it's a lethal combo. Keaton Mitchell, just a burner, right? This guy's got tremendous speed and had just an incredible yards per carry this past year, 8.4 to be exact. I mean, he was just unbelievable, right? And then you add Jacobs to the mix, and all of a sudden you're looking at like a thunder and lightning combination between the two of them within this backfield here. And you look at the free agents for Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins, he's going to be a free agent. He isn't coming back. Gus Edwards, that's up in the air, but more than likely, I would guess he's gone. Justice Hill's under contract, but we'll see if they bring him back or not. Dalvin Cook, he'll be a free agent. I don't think Dalvin Cook's going to come back. Patrick Ricard, he's under contract, but they're probably going to restructure that or release him potentially there. With Jacobs and Mitchell together as well, I think one thing to think about is taking the pressure away from Lamar Jackson in the run game. As Lamar gets older here, he's going to have to run less. It's for his own sake to avoid injuries, and he's not always going to be that fast like he is right now. Eventually, that speed will deteriorate at some point. You got to start thinking about that. How can we protect our quarterback and put him into the best position to succeed long term? And giving him a strong run game will only help and make him run the football less, take less pressure off of him. Josh Jacobs was asked about his future plans recently in an interview with the Las Vegas Review-Journal, and he said, "I trust in God's plan." Great song by Drake, by the way, God's Plan. Obviously, this is home for me, regardless of how it plays out. This is still somewhere I will forever keep a house and things like that. I will forever keep a home. He's saying all the right things. Heck, I don't blame him for wanting to keep a home in Vegas. I would too. But you can still keep that home in Vegas and be living large in Baltimore, as far as I'm concerned. The thing I would think about this too, the Ravens culture, I don't think this gets said enough. The culture of the Ravens doesn't get enough credit. Culture matters. And if you can get Josh Jacobs into the Ravens organization and see how they do things compared to how the Raiders do things, then Baltimore looks pretty attractive, right? I mean, to me, I think that's got to be a selling point, is this is who we are. The way you did things previously, like, we're a competent organization. We're a championship caliber organization. That's got to be attractive of some sorts. That's what I would pitch if I was pitching Josh Jacobs to come to Baltimore. Who's the player the Ravens should sign in free agency, whether it's Josh Jacobs or it's somebody else? Well, in the comment section, let me know what you think. Thanks for stopping by, joining us here on a Ravens Rundown. If you enjoyed today's show, like the video. We certainly appreciate it. We'll see you next time.